Welcome back to Girl Crush Country, where we are obsessed with women in country music. I'm Jess Wright in Nashville, Tennessee, and I only just discovered this week's guest this year, which is crazy because she's been putting out music for a few years now. But I guess that's why Girl Crush Country is a thing. Mm-hmm. Welcome to it, Lou Ridley.
Thank you. Hey.
Listen, the more I find out about you, the more obsessed I am with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, please take that as a compliment. Because so my first impression of you was actually when Allie Colleen was here.
Oh, she's so lovely.
And she said, you know who you should have? And she's like, this woman, she's like, I randomly discovered her. And she's pulling up your Instagram and she's like, she did a country cover of WAP. And I was like, you mean like wet ass pussy WAP? She's like, yeah. Pulls it up and I was like, yeah, we need to have her on the show. Then this was right in the beginning of Girl Crush Country and I had so much going on and it slipped my mind for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then TikTok put you right in my algorithm. And the very first video I see from you is you saying how difficult it is to be a country music singer when every time you walk out your door, you're hit in the face with MAGA. Mm-hmm. And I went, oh, I need to look into her. And then I look up and I go, oh, that's her. Oh.
I'm literally surviving on the word of mouth of the girls. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Because once again, it proves that, you know, we're told that women don't want to hear women. We're told that a lot. And it's so not true.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I think that like, obviously the system in country is set up for us to compete, but I think those days are behind us. I feel like we're learning that competing with each other is actually detrimental to our success rather than like what we need in order to make it. There's not a man in any office that is going to convince me that my enemy in this genre is another woman experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing. Right. My enemy is the person in the suit, but whatever.
And by the way, I wanted to mention also that it's not hard to be country in the way that it's hard for a rich white man who wants to kiss his fish to be country.
I've made so many remixes to that in my head. I just want to fuck my fish, eat my dog.
I'm so disappointed. That's a whole.
I know. And honestly, I've heard that he's such a great guy. I'm really sad. I've always some of the other ones suck, but like Lee Bryce seems like a good guy, and so I'm like, no, Pookie, why you do this?
Yeah.
No.
I'm so sad because I've always considered him. In fact, when Allie Colleen was here, we talked about him and I said, that's my friend and such a great songwriter. And then he puts out this. That's a whole. Okay. We're not here to talk about Lee Bryce.
I know. I know. Survival. I get it. I mean, I don't support it, but
yeah,
you know.
So one of the things when I started looking into you, I was like, in my original thought, I was like, oh, she kind of has a Lady Gaga vibe. I wonder if anybody's ever told her that. And then I looked through your comments on your video and it's Country Gaga. Country Gaga. I was like, oh, I've never had an original thought in my life.
Well, it's just the bleached eyebrows, I think, and the general concern for humanity. I think it's your whole vibe. I think it's the hair. I think it's the concern for humanity. I think it's your look. I mean, she's my hero, so I'm glad for that. I think she's fantastic. Yeah, I love her very much. I admire her a lot. So
the more I see of you, the more I feel like you could be the spokesperson for Girl Crush Country. You're sort of the epitome of why this program exists. You actually went viral with a video talking about how you believe the country music industry hates women. Mm-hmm. Say more.
Well, I said so much in the video, but I think other genres we've evolved past serving the patriarchy quite as much in like pop and some other things. Now there's other ways that it serves the patriarchy by making every woman feel like she has to be a 12-year-old, but either way, we're so far behind in country that it's just, we're playing less women on the radio now than we were in the 90s. So clearly there is some sort of agenda to keep us pulled back. And I think it's because country music is the music of the country. I'm not saying everybody in the country likes it, but like we are supposed to be the genre that represents where the country is at. And if you look at where the country is at, the country doesn't like women too much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Well, and I can say that even going back as far as the 90s in my radio career, I have had to. I distinctly remember, this would have been late 90s. I applied for a job at a radio station I really wanted to work at. And the program director said, "You're great, but we already have a woman on the station."
Yeah, insane.
I worked for program directors in country who said, "We can't add this song this week because we already have a woman in heavy rotation and a woman in medium rotation.
Yeah.
We don't have room for any more women on the station."
Yeah, I'm not making it up.
Let's not even talk about Tomato-gate. I'm sure you know about Tomato-gate.
Yeah.
And if you don't know about Tomato-gate, Google Tomato-gate because it's a whole thing.
It's insane.
Did you, after you put out that video, did you find more support from other women in country? Or was it sort of I don't want to touch that?
The women that I like, yeah. I mean, Maren Morris, Kelsey Ballerini, the women that I admire interacted with it, and some women that saw it were now friends. Some other women probably saw it and didn't like it, but I can't save everybody.
Well,
so.
One at a time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with any belief system, there are going to be people that buy into it that are directly, the opposite of the benefactor of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're directly damaged by the same ideal that they're buying into. That's how we get in the situation we're in the world.
Yeah.
So it's not shocking to me that there are some women in country that are like, this is not my thing, but I'm not supposed to be everybody's thing. Nobody is everybody's thing. And if you're everybody's thing, you're very scary to me because that means you don't have an original thought in your brain.
Well, and I think there's also the level of fear that has kept women back forever, which is that if you speak up, nobody's going to sign you to a record deal. Nobody's going to play you on the radio. Nobody wants the woman who's making noise.
They don't until the internet likes them. Because when I moved here, everybody was like, stop fucking talking about that. And I was like, I can't not talk about it. Why aren't y'all talking about the fact that we're banning abortion again? Like, how are we here? Because I moved from Los Angeles. And so I moved here and I'm like, wait, we're talking about we're still doing this? I thought we were like way over this conversation.
I mean, last week they wanted to give us the death penalty.
Correct. And
Pro-life.
I dare you to fucking enforce that. But either way, like, I don't know how you can be present to what's happening and not in your own way have something that you'd like to do about it. And I think for some women, maybe that's just like my friend who's an immigrant is a country artist. And she was like, listen, I can't publicly support you because clearly you have certain beliefs that affect my visa. How can I help you? And I said, let me into the rooms that I don't get into. Sneak me in the back door. I mean, it's how I got at CRS. It's because a friend of mine that wrote with me was like, I want to open doors for you. I may not be able to publicly like say all the things you say, but I believe all the same things. So I think that there's a million different ways to sort of, for us to create this network that's undeniable where by the time the men figure it out, they're already behind. And that's what I want for us as women. And so if I can be, I don't have kids yet, so I can be as crazy as I want on the internet and there's no direct threat to my home life or anything else. So, I'd rather do it than have another artist who maybe has children and is jeopardizing more do it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maren Morris was essentially bullied out of Nashville.
Correct.
And anytime somebody, especially in the public eye, gives their political opinion or an opinion that could be perceived as political. Everything is political, but give an opinion that is perceived as political, but it's the opposite of what somebody believes. You're told to shut up and sing. Yeah. Is that, I imagine you get a lot of that.
Yeah, sure. But I think, honestly, at this point, people don't even bother because they know it doesn't affect me. So I think I've passed the threshold of, I get weird comments on the internet from bots. Right. But like,
sure,
no man in my face has anything to say to me ever because it won't. I don't even hear you. Sorry. I don't know why you're talking. If that's what you're talking about, you should go build something and be quiet.
How do you protect your peace?
Mushrooms and alone time.
Okay.
And I have really incredible people in my life. Like, I have such a healthy balance. I have people who are far right. I have people who are far left. I'm somewhere in the middle. I have such a good checks and balances in my life. That's how I stay centered because I think it's important to not be in an echo chamber of only people who think like you and look like you. And right, like I have people from all walks of life who know that they're safe to always express to me if they saw something that they don't feel like is supportive to their community or their cause or whatever. I hope that, and I think that I create an environment for the people around me where like they can call me out. They can, if I'm going to be the talking point for a lot of communities, and I'm going to use my whiteness to my advantage and my privilege to my advantage, I want to have people around me who can go, hey, this is how you do it. So in that, I find resolve in how I behave and what I say, because I know if I were doing something that were actually detrimental or hurtful in any way, that somebody would, in my community, would be like, hey, girl. And they have before, and I appreciate it. And sometimes when it's a man, I take it, and sometimes I go, thank you. But, you know, that's it. And then, you know, psilocybin.
Something that I have noticed about you that I think is so cool is that you actually walk the talk, as I say, because there are people out there who are loud and have the right message. Yeah. But you were actually, a couple of examples that I've seen in the last couple of months. There was when you called out a church online because they were bragging about how many people they helped during the ice storm while simultaneously having unhoused people removed from the woods behind the church during that ice storm. Not only did you call them out, but then you got dressed up and went to the church.
I did, yeah.
And did not catch on fire. So
that's thank God. You know, God actually really likes me. I know sometimes the like modern Christianity would think that I'm the antithesis, but I'm actually exactly what God intended me to be.
And then we were actually supposed to talk on a different day, and you had to instead take someone to court to protect her from ICE.
Yeah.
So you're doing the things that you're supposed to do.
Try to.
And I think that's really admirable.
Thank you.
Do you get tired?
Yes, sometimes. That's why I'm doing it before I have children and before my life looks different, because right now I have the capacity and the energy, and like luckily my day job, they're so supportive of me and in getting my hands in these things. But I don't feel like consuming stuff on the internet and then regurgitating it as factual information is safe. So if I don't go do the thing, then I can't really bitch about it. And I want to lead people to that same thing. Like I have a lot of even friends who get on the internet and complain, but I'm like, you just got to get in the community and take actionable steps. That's what all the like leaders in history that we admire did. They weren't just complaining, they were doing something. And if you have the capacity, then do it. And so I can't tell other people to do that and not do it myself. I want to see what's going on. And the only way I'm going to see is if I actually do it.
I don't know if you're able to talk about this, but the police came to your house?
Yeah, Zeal called the cops on me.
That's the church.
Yeah, because they thought I was going to incite a riot at the church.
I saw the video where you called them out, and I don't recall you saying, everybody go to the church and riot.
That's what the detective said. He was like, this is just what we have to do. But they came to my house while I was at work, not in their outfits.
Their uniforms?
Yes, thank you. Because of that, I thought it was ICE in regards to my post about ICE. And so my concierge called me and was like, hey. And so I was prepared to run out the back door at my job because I thought if it was ICE, they were going to come for me at work, because they would have. But no, it was just Zeal. And when I went to the church, they had a ton of security there. They really thought that like, yeah, I told them I was coming.
Okay.
Because I'm not trying to be, I don't want to ruin anyone's life. I just want you to do the thing that makes you tax exempt. I want you to fucking do it. I don't think it's that crazy of an ask.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm not going to come here and they wouldn't even like sit down with me. They made me stand in like an open space and then when I went, I asked if I could go into the sermon because they had a guest speaker, and I know this lady's like some Hillsong lady, and I knew it was going to be a money grab. So I went into the service. And it was a money grab, but there was like a dude recording me the whole time in the service. I'm like, I brought the smallest purse on purpose. So y'all know I don't have any weapons. I am not a violent person. I just want I want our politicians to do what we voted for them to do. I want our leaders to lead. I want our churches to church. I don't think that's that crazy of an ask. So.
You seem fearless. Is that a way you would describe yourself?
I'm an Aries.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I mean, have you always been this way?
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody who has known you since back in the day is surprised.
I don't think so. I mean, I definitely got bullied a lot as a kid. And I think that's where I got bullied so much for things I wasn't doing that by the time I got out of school, I was like, well, y'all are going to call me what you're going to call me anyway. So I may as well make a fucking impact. Because no matter what I do, if I sit pretty and don't do anything, you're going to call me a slut or a bitch or a whatever, right? So let me give you something to talk about.
I love that. I do, because
they're going to do it anyway.
I was bullied too. I mean, truth be told, probably everybody was bullied in some way as a kid. It's 100%. Just that some also were the bullies. Perhaps I was too when I got into a position to be, because as a redhead and the only redhead in the whole school, like,
I can imagine. Yeah.
But I love when you see somebody who has been bullied stand up and go, okay, come now. What do you got?
That's what I did in my last, not semester, what is it, of high school, my last little month or two of high school. These girls had been bullying me because someone started a rumor about me. And the one girl had to be like, I mean, I don't remember anymore, but she was very tall. She was like a big girl. And so I was like, oh shit, she's going to beat my ass. And then they kept bullying me and throwing stuff at me. And one day I was like, you know what? I have had a fucking enough. So I started fucking sprinting for both of them. I was going to beat them both up because I was just tired of it. And I think that has been my mentality ever since, of like, because up until that point, I ate lunch in the bathroom and I did a lot of things. And then I was just like, fuck all of y'all. Like, what the fuck do you do for anybody else? And so anytime I see someone online that I just got a bizarre comment this morning about my lip filler. Okay, don't give a fuck. But either way, like, what's the saying? I don't care about judgment from someone who's not living the life I want to live. And I don't.
Right.
And none of you, our president is a fucking pedophile. So I don't care what you think about me, because at the end of the day, I am protecting the children. Mm-hmm. I am doing my part to pave the way for your sons and daughters. Mm-hmm. So. And
you're working for, bringing it back to the music, you're working for equity for women in country music. Is there a solution? I mean, this struggle has been going on for a while. The whole reason Girl Crush Country exists is because women are not getting fair play. What's the solution? How do we fix it?
I think we are fixing it. I think this is fixing it. Their grip is softening every day, because now with the internet, the people are demanding a different scenario. And, I don't even know how much longer radio is going to be a thing. And so as soon as radio fully goes for country, their grip's done. Because I think a lot of the like chokehold that they have, like the patriarchal kind of essence of it all, comes from the fact that country's still pretty relevant in radio. But like, that's going to be the major tipping point. But I mean, even now, I feel so supported by the women in this community. I feel like I support them so much. I feel so supported by a lot of the men in this community. Like, everybody's kind of sick of the shit. Yeah. The bootlicking got to go. So, I mean, even though TPUSA lied and said they had 6 million views, no, they fucking didn't. They had 600,000.
Yeah.
And like, who's listening to Ball with the Bang, da Bang, da Bang, Diggy Diggy? I don't really, that's a dying, I wouldn't say art, but it's not really art. Whatever it was, that's not, you're getting left behind, brother.
Yeah. I saw you at some point, you said something about you wouldn't sign with a label or an agent in the industry because the industry in Nashville is predominantly MAGA. Is that still where you are? Is there, have you met people who align with your vision and who you would be comfortable with? Is that a goal?
I'm open. I do think for everybody who's chicken choking the old ideals, I do think there are young people in lower positions that are fighting for something new. And honestly, like, every time I actually sit down with anybody, they're like, well, I thought you were way more whatever than you are. I actually like you. And I'm like, yeah, because it's not about left and I don't care about left and right. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know. I truly don't know if our votes I don't know where our votes are going, but I don't believe some of the things that are happening recently and that we voted for certain things. I don't think the majority voted for Trump a second term. I don't believe it. I'll die on that hill. So I think I'm open, but because country is a part of my sonics, but not my full sonic, I'd also enjoy, like, I want people from everywhere, right? I want like a, LA, New York label, maybe a country agent. I'm not gonna see the wins that I'm fighting for if I do all country, because they don't know, other than Bryan Andrews, who do you put me on tour with?
Yeah. And that guy, I love him. He's
That's
so
my
great.
Baby. I love him so much.
Yeah. I would go to that show.
Yeah, he's going on tour.
But I mean, with you.
He hasn't announced his opener yet.
I would. Okay. Not going to ask any more about that. We'll wait for the announcement to happen. I mentioned earlier that you covered WAP. Mm-hmm. I am a big fan of musical middle fingers.
Yeah.
I don't want to put an intention on you that maybe wasn't there, but it feels like that was a musical middle finger.
It was.
Okay.
Those women are brilliant. They're incredible. And when the song came out, I knew what they were doing. It's very clear what they're doing. And they did exactly what they came to do. And I think if there's any genre and community of fans that were in the most denial about it, it was country fans. So I covered it.
I like I said, I'm a big fan of the musical middle finger. I think that it's great. And I think that the more, I mean, it may be, I think it's in line with what Loretta did with the pill.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I love Loretta.
Yeah. Because she said, this is what needs to happen. This is what we need to be talking about. Don't care about your purity standards. Let's talk about birth control.
If Billie Holiday could get on stage and sing Strange Fruit after the cops told her she can't sing it anymore, my white ass can cover a great song.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, there have been women putting themselves in danger for a long time for the sake of their community. So I'm just doing my version of that, I think.
Mm-hmm. I saw that you've been on a campaign to try to get the Opry to let you come play. You've been trying to get that invitation. I saw you say the other day you needed to grow your following because a producer told you that it couldn't happen, which, first of all, I mean, that's an opinion, and maybe it's based on...
He has a lot of number ones. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Probably, but also...
But he doesn't know how tenacious I am.
Well, but I also just don't think telling somebody you can't get that done, I don't think that's a discouragement. I just think that's useless.
Fired me up. Well, he was a Virgo, so he can't... Whatever, right? But he's also wonderful. I don't and he wasn't saying it as if he didn't believe in me. He was saying it like, hey, you know how the system's set up, right? Like, they're not going to let you do that. But I mean, everybody always says that to me, and then I do it anyway. So, well,
tell us how we can help you make it happen, because I would love to come see you play at the Opry. Will you be, I don't know if you have your set list planned yet for the Opry, but will you be performing WAP on the Opry
I would
stage?
love to do WAP, but here's the thing, I want to be asked back. So I think I'm going to do Daughter's Plea and Blue Eyed Jesus.
Okay.
Because you get to do two, right? That's your thing?
Yeah.
So... I think Daughter's Plea and Blue Eyed Jesus get my point across. And then when we're undeniably big, we'll do WAP.
Okay. Let's talk about Daughter's Plea.
Yeah.
It is basically a direct call out of everything that's happening in the world right now. What was happening for you when you wrote it?
I was in the car waiting for my friends to get to the right, and I wrote most of it because I think I had just gotten off the phone with Bryan. And if I am aware of the issues, he spirals more about them. Like, Bryan takes everything to heart that's occurring, and it's very heavy on him. And so we were talking about something, and I was just like, I write a lot of Bryan's protest music with him because a lot of the things that I feel that are like in the vein of rage, I know won't be received from a woman yet. Yeah. So I get my rage out in his songs.
Oh, that's cool. Did you help write Are We Great Yet?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know
I'm
that.
on it. You can hear my voice in the background.
No kidding. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. That's so cool.
We have another one that I'm not going to say anything about because I don't know how it works for him, but there's another one that's really crazy and I hope that it comes out. But yeah, we did Are We Great Yet? And then we did another one. I can't remember. But I just, the world is just fucking crazy. And I mean, I've been making this kind of music for years though. Bible Belt, mm-hmm. It's always kind of been like that for me. So Blue Eyed Jesus, now this one. But I wanted to make it in a way that wasn't angry. I wanted to make it, we're angry enough. And I, it's not that we shouldn't be angry, but I don't think that's the final evolution of the emotion that we need to really shift things. So I'm like, let's move through the anger and let's get to like, all right, let's do something about it.
I mean, it's like you said, that the message cannot be received by the rich white men who are running things if you come at them with anger.
No, they don't like angry women.
It's the same thing. I just had this conversation with Tennille Arts about how when you want to stand up for yourself, you can't, you have to smile and giggle. And if you're doing it in an email, you have to have a smiley emoji and, you know.
Well, I'll tell you my secret, which I've never said on a podcast, but the way that I rationalize all of the men that I do have to talk to in this genre that I don't necessarily respect is I imagine them as a tiny little baby and I talk to them like they're a tiny little baby. And it works magnificently because the more power they have, the more of a cuck they are anyway. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So, I'm just like, oh, did you? That's amazing, honey. You're so smart. And they're like, I am so smart. It works.
I'm doing that from now on.
I just literally talk to them like they're a baby.
That's amazing.
And it gives me relief because, you know, to meet them where they're at intellectually, they're not that much further than a baby half the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm so ready to be a mom that like, this works. This is my training. This is great.
Use what you got.
Yeah. Am I going to like let you in my house and take care of you? No. But can I interact with you for a few hours? Yeah. Mm. And I have so many men around me that are amazing that like, again, it balances it all out, I think.
And I do feel like we have to keep reiterating here that we are not anti-men.
No. I'm anti-patriarchy.
Anti-patriarchy, and we want everyone to win.
Yeah. I mean, people like Bryan are like, I want him to go as far as he possibly can. And we've been in sessions together where men have been disrespectful to me, sessions for him. And he has been like, I'm never riding with that fucking guy again. I don't even say anything to him. He brings it up and it's like, what the fuck was that? And I said, well, that's the music industry and country.
Let me tell you something. Every time one of his videos comes up in my TikTok feed, I am this close to inviting him on Girl Crush Country. Like,
I mean, he'd be he is the protector of women. Yeah. He'd be the perfect person.
Which truly. Is why and then I'm like, wait, no. We're not here to elevate the voices of white men, even the ones that have the right message. They get enough.
Yeah, they do.
But I have come.
He always says the only reason he's further than me is because he's a man. Mm-hmm. Because we have half the time when he makes videos, we're having a conversation about it before he makes it, or vice versa. Like we're so akin to each other as humans and as artists, but he's a man. Mm. And I mean, he deserves everything. He's amazing.
Course. Yeah.
But he even says that. Mm. He's like, you're saying the same shit I'm saying.
Right.
And you're much easier to look at, but he's still somehow. And I'm like, but he does already, and he hasn't even gotten through the door of country totally. And he already reaches back, not only to me, but to a handful of other artists who are like us. That's so, important. And that is what you do. You like, I'm like, keep your head down. Don't piss everybody off. Get in the door. Get in the door, become undeniable, then reach back for us. Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Everybody using their privilege pulls everybody up.
And he does in any way that he can. And the people around him are the same way. Mm. He's brought me into so many cool rights with amazing people that I don't think would even know who I was. And then now we're all friends and now we do the thing and we're pushing the cause. And so it's really just this like little network. It's growing, growing, growing.
So do you have more music coming?
Yeah, I have like 40 songs.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Well, I feel like every artist has just like hundreds in the vault. So.
Well, yeah. But like that you plan to actually release.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I'm not signed, so I can do whatever I want.
That's true.
I have no rollout strategy. I put
so
stuff
do you
on,
just put stuff out whenever you like
feel
record
like
it or feel like it? Or
normally I'll put it out on the internet and I'll see what y'all tell me. And I let y'all decide what you want to hear. Okay. So like, you know, I think the next one will probably be the one I've been promoting, Good Luck Chuck.
Is that the summer banger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we just wrote this other one a few days ago that's like trap country, and it is so fucking cool. So maybe that one, and then I don't know. Okay. I don't know. We'll see what y'all tell me you want.
Make sure that I know about it so I can add it to the Girl Crush Country playlist.
Absolutely.
Who are your country music girl crushes? Who are you listening to?
Let's see here. I mean, to be honest with you, I listen to a lot of older music, but I adore Caitlin Butts and how she's moving through this genre. Carter Faith. I adore Casey Musgraves, Maren, all the usual suspects that you'd think that I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of.
Who's on the collaboration bucket list?
The same people.
Yeah.
Some are closer than others. But I'd love to do I'd love for all of us to do one big thing together. I think that would be so cool.
I would buy that.
I know. And you could have like, you know, I don't know. I just feel, and all of it, like Willow Avalon, what a fucking angel. Like, I just feel like we're all already kind of in each other's orbit and we support each other online. And I'm like, what if we took it a step further? Yes. So we'll see. But. And
anytime those kind of collaborations have been done, I mean, I'm thinking about like when Miranda had all of the women from her tour do Fooled Around and Fell in Love, and the High Women when they do anything.
Yeah. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Brandy Carlisle. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They so many. I love Lainey too. Like, I think she's doing such a great job.
Yeah.
Ella Langley. Oh, I'm obsessed.
Yeah. She gets mentioned. I will tell you the three names that get mentioned the most when I ask that question about the girl crushes are Lainey, Ella, and Mae Estes.
Okay. I need to get more familiar with Mae.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do. Definitely. For sure. I did not announce that we were doing the flash round, so I'm already asking the flash round question.
Okay.
So, no rules here.
Yeah. Not today.
If you could invent a holiday, what would we be celebrating?
Mushrooms. I would want the whole world to be on, or the whole country, I guess. I'm so hungry to be on mushrooms for a day.
Okay.
I think it would solve a lot if we could. Can you hear that? It's so loud. I think it would solve a lot if everybody would just microdose and relax and touch a tree.
Yeah.
So that would be my National Psilocybin Day.
Okay.
Yeah. Seriously.
In one sentence, what do you have to say to the country music industry about including women?
Thank you for not including us so that we are more driven to change it. I don't think we would know how bad it is unless we experienced it. And then now we're like, okay, no, this is stupid. Right? Thank you for holding on to old traditions so that it will feel even better when we snap it in half.
I love it. Lou Ridley, I am such a fan. I love everything about you. I'm so glad I got to talk to you today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I love you too.
Your voice is
so
important.
Can I meet your puppies now?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We're going to go meet the puppies now. Your voice is so important, and I hope you will keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
Y'all definitely need to check out Lou's music. You can hear Daughter's Plea on the Girl Crush Country Spotify playlist. And if you love our mission, we are trying to elevate the voices of the women in country music. You can help us grow so that we can actually have a bigger impact in that mission by subscribing to the YouTube channel, by following us on the socials at Girl Crush Country, and by getting the music news and releases and everything else delivered right to your inbox when you get the newsletter at girlcrushcountry.com.
Woo!